There you go.
It's a delay.
We're live.
Really?
Yeah, definitely had some beautiful weather to be playing on the boats this week.
Yeah.
So curious to see how everybody's done out there. You know, who got out, who caught fish.
Yep, just waiting for everybody to show up. Hopefully
That's
there's some folks out there. Let us know that you're watching, listening.
That's it, a little pregame time. Mm-hmm. Tell us how your day is going.
Sure,
You're
my
out there
good
in
side.
the scorcher. It's a good looking shirt though.
Hey, I like it. Thank you.
Tall tales.
Thank you. Thank you. It fits snugly.
Yeah.
Who's out there? Anyone out there? It's Thursday, isn't it?
It is Thursday.
It is Thursday.
It's
That's
not Tuesday.
odd.
It's not Friday. It is Thursday.
It's Thursday all day and half the night.
For the most part, yeah. Nailed it.
Come on, folks. Let's see if you're out there. Well,
That's it.
I don't know.
We're doing a short pregame. We'll get on with the show here in a little bit as we are trying to dial a few things in.
Dale says hello.
Oh,
Hi,
Dale's
Dale.
on. Yo, Dale, what's up?
Appreciate you joining us this evening.
That goes in here, Gary. You're here.
Bear with us this evening. We're having a little fun behind the scenes. So see what happens this week.
Doing a little role play this week. Yeah, I'm going to introduce myself as Captain Gary Bartell.
You need a redder hair.
I know. Yeah, probably shorter too. So, either way, it's close enough.
Yeah, good enough for government work.
Yeah. Who all else is out there? I know Dale said hello.
Did you fish today or scallop today?
I didn't do either one. This is my
you
wife's
just-
birthday yesterday,
that's-
so she celebrates like for a week at a time. So
That's
stayed
good.
home. Went to the beach,
Nice.
got a tan. Try to get rid of my raccoon eyes.
Oh
Didn't
yeah,
work.
yeah. I need to do the same. It's
Billy,
getting
if
even
you can
worse
hear
now
me,
that I have
give
a
me thumbs
hat.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that I have a good hat tan across the head, it's even
Nice.
worse.
Nice. You can't wear visors, can you?
No. I mean, there's follically challenged, so
Yeah, I hear you.
try not to burn too bad out there. Unless
Yep.
the Largell will cuss at me if I get too burnt.
No, I hear you. This is the pregame show. Just waiting for everybody to show up.
That's it.
We're gonna have
That's
a fun
it.
one tonight. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
it should be
gonna try.
interesting. Should be interesting. That's what pregame is all for. Mm-hmm. Make sure it stays.
Yeah. Make sure everything's working. Correct.
Ooh, Mr. Carroll from Red Bull.
Sweet.
Good to see you, sir.
Giving us wings.
I mean, we can't see you, but I know you see us.
Oh yeah.
And definitely the savior throughout the day for us. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Good old Red Bull.
I've got an idea. Do you guys want to do some catch of the week or what?
I think it is about time for catch of the week.
Yeah. We can do that.
Let's scoot on in and see what folks have turned in this week.
Yeah. Let's go.
I like it.
Here, I'll take the other side.
As we
There we
sneak
go.
on over.
Catch of the week.
Beautiful redfish right there we got.
I hope you can see it because I don't have my glasses.
You're hidden behind Extreme Decalz.
There,
So
that's it. Yeah.
this is the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week here.
Hey.
that was a nice group trip.
Purple Heart veteran.
Yep, went out there scalloping with Captain Gary and did an absolute amazing job out
Good
there.
deal. That's awesome.
Thank you very much for your service, and hope Captain Gary treated you well out there on the charter.
And there's looks like me.
Yeah, that looks like a mighty familiar boat.
Yeah. How about
That's
that?
a good-looking snook.
Yeah. Big.
Haven't
stuff.
seen a whole lot of those turned in here recently.
They're around. We've
Yeah,
been
oh,
seeing
yeah.
them. Yeah.
Just got to find them.
Yep. Look at that one.
That's a beautiful redfish. Nice catch.
Hubby.
Absolutely.
There you go. That looks like.
I think
Like,
that was
one of our
Jacob
own, yeah.
with a 30-inch, I think it was. I know he came back and he was so excited for an overslot.
That's a pretty
so
darn big.
that's a
big
good
redfish.
fish.
Yeah.
I know I've seen a small handful of overslots out there. See
There's
them
another
online. It's
good
good.
one. Wow. Hey, there's one of mine. That one hit top of the slot. right there.
Beautiful.
Yeah. That was Ruth.
Was it a
Ruth
keeper?
Berry. Yes, it was.
Very nice.
26 3/4.
Ah, if only it was tournament day. Beautiful redfish.
Yep. Nice and thick. We caught that one way in the backcountry too. So, and there they are again. We got
Fish
our
and
limited
scallop.
scallops. Yeah,
Very nice.
it was pretty nice. It was deep.
High tides have been brutal out there recently with
barely
that full
enough for
moon.
the power poles to touch. So.
Yeah, have been tough.
There's your good red.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Playing high and tight against those mangroves.
Redfish is the thing this time of year for sure. Look, you can see all the pictures. That don't look like no redfish.
That is
right
a
there.
wild catch by Captain Teddy there.
Yeah, I was right next to him when he caught that. So it's some sort of I don't know. It was it could be a bomb. Heck, I don't know.
I think
I believe it's they call them markers, but I believe there's
they mark holes in the
I
when
believe
they
that's
go boom.
right. Yeah, he says, well, I'm going to put it back and call Coast Guard, and he says, I'm going to throw it back in. I said, I don't think you want to throw it back in, Teddy. I think you want to swim it back in. Yeah, because that's how they detonate.
I mean, it sure would be cool to have on the mantle if it wasn't explosive.
Yeah, definitely. Looky there.
Dark old redfish, very nice.
Getting the kids on them.
Yeah, Captain Teddy putting them down.
He's pretty good for that.
He is too.
He's not just a pretty face.
Not much of one of those either, but he tries very well. That's where the mullet comes into play.
Yep. It's coming. Actually, mullets are coming back in now. I think. Yeah.
They are. If only I could
Look at
grow
that
one.
red.
Very nice. It looks like a sun up or a sundown photo.
Yeah, lots of good redfish here. Like, look at that.
Holy black drum. Yeah, that's
Big
cool.
uglies.
That definitely was in our backyard.
Yeah, we've got a lot of black drum. Now I actually caught a few smaller ones in the river, but them big ones up there in Yankeetown.
Oh yeah,
they're the bomb.
They like that dark water up there.
Oh yeah, it's like pulling up a garbage can lid. I mean they're tough, man. You reel up to them and they take 5-10 feet at a time, and then you get them close to the boat 5-10 feet away. It's crazy, yeah, but they tug pretty good up in Yankeetown, yeah.
That's awesome.
That's more than likely that's where it was from. That water was Yankeetown brown. So.
The heck is that? A snapper?
It looks like a.
Holy smokes! That's off two Kong's charters.
Yeah.
That is a monstrous mangrove.
Yeah, big ones. We've been seeing some good-sized mangoes inshore too.
Agreed.
But nothing like that.
I drifted over a few of the cracks that are out there today on Airboat Tour, and it was pretty cool. Oh.
Yeah. Now these mangrove snapper that we're catching inshore. Right now, well, we're right during the full moon right now, so they're starting their spawn. On our last 3 trips, I guess it's been probably the last 3 or 4 days, we've been catching inshore mangroves 13, 14, 15 inches pretty regular.
Good fish.
Yeah, on a pretty regular basis.
Yeah,
and,
for playing in the flats, that's awesome.
Yeah, and while we're red fishing, they'll take a shrimp all day long. They'll take cut bait, but they're in the same locations as all these redfish. So and it's good to capitalize on them if you're wanting to fill a box.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm telling you, the mangoes make some really good fish tacos.
Yeah, I've drifted over a few of them today that definitely was holding some keepers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's.
And it is
stuff.
lobster season.
Are those lobsters?
Down
Those
south
didn't come from here, did they? Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Very nice. This is Larry that the fishes with Captain Ozzy just a little bit further south of here.
Yeah, just a lot
Good
further
catch,
south
man.
from here. Yeah, we don't see lobsters up here. What the heck was that? Was that a sword? Was that a daytime sword?
That's off Captain Ozzy's boat right there.
I think it was.
That is not Captain Ozzy's boat.
No, but that looks like a daytime. Yeah, yeah, right off of Chaz Point, right? Yeah. But that looks like a daytime sword.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
The eyeball on that thing. Fight in half.
There's another really, really nice red.
Very nice red
That
fish.
one's pushing 40 inches right there.
Yeah, Captain Ozzy's
big
boy.
one.
Good job.
Thick too, thick body one. That almost looks like a Louisiana fish.
It does too.
Yeah. Yeah, he got it off of an airboat. Wow.
That's the fun part is when you hook into something big like that on an airboat, it just drags you
In
like
the
you're a
middle of
kayak.
summer. Yep, definitely.
Big scallops
Yep.
have been found here recently,
Big
which has been awesome.
fatties. Yep. No, yeah, he was
Very nice,
out the
Richard.
other day, and I believe so. He fishes that Florida Redfish series, Richard. Yeah.
It's one thing I like about those big scallops that we're finding right now. It doesn't take much to make a gallon.
No, I know. It takes about half as many,
Yeah.
which is great. There's some more.
Very nice. All right, guys. Stay tuned. We are hitting on the intro real quick. Be right back.
Beyond the woods, down the twists and the turns, through the marsh, lies the knowledge needed to fish the nature coast.
This is Fish Talk Live. All right, welcome to Fish Talk Live, presented by
Phillips Autograph.
There it is.
Had to make sure I got that right. This is a little bit different for me. Doing a little bit of role play.
Welcome
tonight.
on the main screen.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, doing a little role play. I'm gonna do the show while Gary does the casting couch. So we're gonna
Play a little role play.
Yeah, we're gonna try to switch it up, see what happens. Since it's Thursday, it's not Tuesday.
All
So
discombobulated.
yeah, I almost thought it was going to be Friday, but a day early.
So with this, how was fishing this week, Mario?
Fishing was pretty good.
Curious of what was
fishing
out
and
there.
scalloping was pretty good. For one, the red fishing, right before the full moon, a lot of people don't like fishing around the full moons. I do. I love it.
Okay.
I like fishing the higher water during the full moon. Not saying that you can't fish the low water, but the high water on the full moon
It's
is
high.
fantastic. Yeah, I like it. I like it pretty high. It comes in really strong. But the thing is, when you're red fishing out there, you catch, like we were saying, we catch all these big mangrove snappers.
Yeah.
I mean, big, thick, 13, 14, 15-inch mangrove snappers, the same place
Stunning
you're catching
sight.
these reds. It's just a bonus, because they do. You can put two of those fillets inside of a 9-inch tortilla shell with maybe some southern coleslaw, a couple of jalapenos and sriracha. I'll put them down. I'll eat them till I get sick.
Until I run out of fish.
Yeah, the redfish has been in the pretty normal spaces or normal places in the St. Martin Keys. We catch them all the way from north of Crystal River all the way to Chaz, just all those outside islands. Wherever you find the mullet.
I've been noticing as hot as it is, I don't see as much in the flats as I used to.
Yeah, they're
I feel
all
like
hiding.
they're all in that shaded area, which I'm just not much of a mangrove burner with the airboat, so I don't see a whole lot of the redfish. I try.
Yeah,
I try not to.
Yeah, thank you.
I notice if they're not in the flats where I'm playing, they must be tucked up into the shade.
Yeah,
so.
that water temperature's been touching that 90-degree mark here lately, so it's
Toasty.
pretty hot. They're going to want to find shade, and the full moons bring some heavy high tides, so they're going to stay back there a lot longer than they normally do.
Yeah, definitely had some, especially the past like 2-3 days, have some extreme highs and some extreme lows.
Oh yeah. It's been very, very high. Yesterday we went out, and it was my wife's birthday yesterday. We
birthday.
left. I want to say high tide was like 4:45, something like that, and we left the dock here at almost 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Just to go out there and just wet a line. She hasn't been out on the water in about a month, so ended up taking her and some of her kids and her aunt.
That's awesome.
And we went out there, and that water was at least 6 inches over the mangrove branches.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
it was
hot.
way
It
past root
really hot.
systems.
But we had about 35 minutes to fish before the storms pushed us in. We caught one nice keeper redfish and a handful of mangrove snappers, and saw the storms, and we said, we're going back in. Yeah.
I was going to say, I noticed when they all boogied to the truck and it was starting to pour,
Yeah.
it was about another 40 minutes before I saw you come out of the fish cleaning station.
Yeah, it rained on us pretty bad. Well, it didn't rain on us until we got here. I actually beat the storm in by 2 minutes, which is good. Yeah. Okay, I think we may end up doing a cooking show.
I heard that.
Yeah.
H Coast Anglers has something that they kind of want us to do a little bit of a cooking show.
I think so. I remember hearing Gary say something about that. So hopefully here in the near future, we're going to do a cooking episode. We'll see what we can come up with.
Yeah,
How about some of you viewers out there? What do you guys want to watch us cook? I mean, we can make just about anything. So
Yeah, very much so. I mean, if it comes out of our waters, it's not a recipe we don't have for it. At least make something up.
Make it local. We'll see what we can do. Throw in some suggestions. You can message the marina. You can message Gary. Either way, we'll take some suggestions. We might do more than one.
I like cooking.
We'll see. Yeah.
I like eating even more.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, eating's always a good thing. But we'll take some suggestions and see what comes up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my personal favorite would probably be the redfish, of course.
Yeah.
Or possibly, if it happens in September, we might even do some snook.
Ooh.
Yeah. Redfish cakes. Somebody just said redfish
Ken Claimer saying redfish cake. So I'm assuming that would almost be almost kind of like mashing the meat.
Yeah, like almost similar to crab cakes. That's how I would do it. If you're gonna do it that way.
Tasty, actually.
Yeah, we could dabble. Yeah, we could dabble on that. I've done plenty of crab cakes.
Right.
I've got a pretty good crab cake recipe. Actually, I got it from Captain Misty Kelly.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, she makes some
for
awesome
some local blue crab.
But we can replace the crab with redfish, possibly.
I think that'd be worth a try.
Oh yeah.
I like your idea there.
Yeah, we may be able to do that, Ken. Maybe.
Maybe.
But yeah. Yeah. How's the airboating this past week? I know it's. I seen you guys running around quite a bit. So
been doing a lot of playing out there on the airboat. That we finally, getting that new boat dialed in has been a sweet ride to play on out there.
Beautiful boat too.
It is comfy.
Every time I walk by, it's like, man, that thing's nice.
Shiny. So playing out there on the airboat all week, we've had some absolute stunning weather. Some of the afternoon has been a little wet side, but playing in the mornings and into the afternoons with that low tide has been very eventful. Like yesterday and today, we had some, 0 to 2 mile an hour winds.
Yeah.
It glassed off. And at that point, I like to run away from the islands a good bit. I like to play out to where we know there's some, some pretty cool cracks and ledges out there. And the past 2 days, getting out there, I'm excited for grouper season.
Oh, hey. Yeah, hey.
The amount of fish that's on the move out on the outsides, I mean, granted, the tides are typically in between on the lower side, but it's pretty cool to be able to go out there into the flats and be able to find gag grouper out there. Finding some snook that are playing, I'm talking hundreds of yards off of the island systems, playing in some of the deep pockets.
Especially on the low water.
Oh, yes. Yeah, like you were saying about the mangrove snapper, in those same cracks, there is mangrove snapper everywhere. I do notice a lot of them in the flats, but definitely more so into the cracks and ledges that are out there. And I'm talking maybe 4 feet in depth, shallow stuff.
Good.
Going out and playing into the reef system itself, there's a couple of potholes I typically will run over just to see what's in there. A lot of times it'll just be a nurse shark laid up in it. But I have been noticing a lot of the snook are finally, gathering back up into those deeper holes. I was missing that for like the past month. So it was pretty cool to be able to see all those snook. Not much on the redfish side, like I was saying. I don't want to go burning the mangroves knowing that everybody's out there fishing. I try to stay as far away as possible. But the cool thing about that is I actually have been seeing a lot of flounder. Not in big numbers, but I have found about 5 of them just this week.
Right.
Doing my drifts out there, trying to show off the sponge and coral to the folks, explaining, our ecosystem, and all of a sudden you just see a little doormat take off.
We're seeing a handful of them out on the scallop grounds too, but nothing like it's been maybe 8-10 years ago. But we are starting to see more of the flounder out in the scallop grounds, and they're bigger. These flounder are pretty good size.
They are good size too. Are they in season at the moment? I don't fish very often.
There's not really a season for them. They do spawn here around October and November. That's when they get in these big aggregates. You'll find, if you find one decent sized flounder, you're going to find 8 or 10 of them.
Oh, that's
right there,
cool.
and they'll be right piled on top of each other. And then there's some locations in the darker water where they'll pile up into the hundreds.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that'd
fun. Be a pretty cool sight to see. It'd be like the whole bottom would just move.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. But there's a couple locations that they spawn year after year.
That's too cool.
That I know about. So.
Yeah, not that you know, but
it's a great bycatch when you're looking for trout, redfish, everything else. So.
I was gonna say that's the only time I've ever been able to hook into a flounder is bycatch trout fishing. Out there jigging off the bottom, and all of a sudden that's not a trout.
We might have to do that this November.
I would love to do that.
Me and you and Gary, maybe we'll run north into no man's land.
Go do some actual target fishing.
We'll target some flounder and some big giant trout. So.
I wouldn't argue with that.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we might have to do that. We might even bring a camera with us.
Have you heard much on trout? Is anybody out there catching them?
Oh, Captain Gene's been doing pretty good.
Okay.
He's been fishing out in the deeper water, 10, 11 feet deep, doing these long drifts, jigging. Sometimes he's jigging bait. Sometimes he's jigging soft plastics, but he's jigging the deep water.
Okay.
He's taking that microdraft way out. So.
I mean, these past few days has been nice and calm, so I don't blame him for making the run while he can.
Some of the guys up north, Captain Mark Reeves, he's been getting some good ones up towards Yankeetown, Homosassa area.
Yeah, it's just something I haven't saw brought to our docks in a hot minute now.
Yeah, we're kind of focused on the redfish bite's so good. So,
it's hard to beat it.
Yeah, and the scalloping. I mean, you can make that good long run, but you can finish a day off just catching 20, 30 redfish in one day. It's fantastic. And then jump in the water for a few hours and get some scallops. So.
Yeah, it's a nice cool off, even though the water's 90.
Oh yeah,
it's only at the surface. So.
Yeah. But yeah, that bite up north is really good in October, November, and December are 3 good months.
So just starts.
It just happens to be right in the middle of that flounder spawn. So,
nice. That's a win-win.
Mm-hmm, definitely. Yeah, these hats here. Where are they at? I think we had some.
We have one zoomed in right here.
Brian from Extreme Decalz got some of these new hats. So I believe we have some here.
Oh yeah,
for sale.
We have a couple left. I mean, we had 20 as far as the first order that we got in, and I think we sold 5 today.
Yeah, just today.
4 or 5 today, and they don't last very long.
If I was a hat guy, I'd wear one.
But pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate those hats. So we'll be right back. We're going to hit a commercial and move over to the casting couch, see what Captain Gary's got going on.
Phillips Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram and Ocala has been serving North Central Florida since 1997. Family owned and operated, Phillips' knowledgeable sales staff will help you find the right vehicle for your needs. Join the Jeep Club, tow a boat in a new truck, or feel the power of Mopar performance. Come to Phillips Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram and Ocala and get your dream ride, or visit us online at phillipscjdr.com today.
Welcome to the Ayinde Matthews State Farm Casting Couch right here at Fish Talk Live. So Mario, Billy, and I, we're kind of doing some role playing today, switching up things. So I'm really excited to cover the Ayinde Matthews portion of this show. One of my favorite people on earth is Ayinde. His team at State Farm over there in Spring Hill is amazing. I cannot speak highly enough about them. And because of them, we get to talk to amazing and awesome people, great fishermen, great guides, and just great people, right there on their own. So tonight, we have Captain Tommy Derringer over there in the northeast portion in St. Augustine, one of the most reputable guides in the state of Florida, and, just one of the genuine people that you get to know. So, Captain Tommy, you out there, my friend?
Hi, I'm Gary. Thanks for having me, man. Good to see you. Good talking to you.
Hey, thanks for coming on. Guys, I don't know if you all recognize this beautiful face right here, but he is on the Florida Insider Fishing Report, every Thursday. And, he covers the Northeast region. Tommy, tell us a little bit about your background, when you got started, how you got started, and, let's just go from there.
Yeah, I was thinking about it because I figured you were going to ask me that today. I was thinking about how long I've been doing this as a full-time fishing guide. I think it's roughly 18 years now, which sounds crazy to even say that. It seems like a really long time. I guess it is. But actually, kind of the short story would be, I grew up when I was real little fishing a lot with my dad. My dad was also a big golfer. So a lot of our fishing was on golf courses when I was really little. And I actually got into golf as much as I did fishing, was actually a golf teaching pro for almost 10 years before I started guiding full time. But during that time as a golf teaching pro, I had a great schedule and kind of allowed me to kind of cut my teeth on the redfish tours and really got into really targeting mainly redfish, but just inshore saltwater fish. And that kind of led me into the guiding game and never looked back. It's been a great ride and I still enjoy it every day. It's a little hot out there right now, but still enjoyable.
You can tell that you love what you do. You're just always, you're always positive whenever we watch you on TV. And we're very thankful we got to meet you and got to hang out a little bit at ICAST last year. Lots of fun. So my one thing is, I actually got to fish over there in St. Augustine with your brother, Todd. One of the most amazing experiences that I can remember. We don't get the tailing redfish over here like we were talking about. And you said it perfect. I'm gonna let you say it what it's actually like, red fishing over there, because I want you to use this phrase because you did say it earlier, but it was spot on.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's cool. It's unique to Northeast Florida. It happens in Georgia as well, but we get these flood tides actually starting about this time of year, usually around the big moons, the new moon and the full moon. But we get these higher than normal high tides that pushes water into grassy areas, and you basically feel like you're fishing in your backyard or in somebody's backyard. It's pretty amazing stuff. And the redfish get in there. What they're doing is they're chasing fiddler crabs and little marsh crabs that they usually can't get to. So they're freaking out. They're losing their mind over these crabs, and they do some crazy. Their tailing is putting it lightly. Sometimes they're doing headstands and they're flopping over, and they're doing all kinds of wild stuff. And it's a lot of fun. Probably one of the most exciting and unique ways to catch redfish in the state, I think. I've fished all over the place, and it doesn't happen that often. And I guess you got to do some of it, so you were lucky, and it's pretty cool experience.
Oh, we were very fortunate. I mean, we worked, you touched on the flood tides, and that was something that we, Jacob and I kind of learned the hard way. Is it was very close that we were getting ready to get just completely stuck in this creek. So the next day we reversed it, where we started working in with that flood tide, and we got back to this area, no idea where we were going, got back to this area. And as we were working our way out, there was like 3-4 foot of difference in water going out. And we thought we had worked this creek, just right. And we pulled a few fish out. And then all of a sudden, Jacob points over and he said, is that a raccoon? What's going on over there by those trees? And it was redfish. Like, it was the craziest thing that we've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, if you haven't done it before, you'll see them where you don't expect to see fish. I think they lose their minds, knowing that they can get after these crabs that they usually can't get to. So yeah, and actually what you said you heard them. That's the way we locate a lot of those fish, whether you're pulling a skiff, or if you're waiting or however you're doing it, but you got to keep your ears open, because you'll hear them actually doing that headstand and flopping over. And that's a dead giveaway. And it's a great way to because you got there's a lot of color. The grass is really, really green, and there's a lot of other distractions. So sometimes that sound helps you find them more than anything else. Absolutely. And they actually, another cool thing when that's going on is the little crabs will climb up the stalks of the spartina grass. So they're actually out of the water, completely out of the water. And the redfish will swim around with his eyeballs basically out of the water, or just about out of the water. And they'll actually jump up and eat those crabs off the grass, which is also really a cool thing to watch.
That's amazing.
Fun way to catch them. You can throw a lot of fly fishermen. Yeah, they throw little poppers or little gurglers. It's pretty cool.
And not only about hearing them, but seeing them, obviously important too. And, and for the Fish Talk Live viewers out there right now, I want you to know that you are looking at one of the Bajío OGs. I mean, you were with Bajío from day one. Right. I'm pretty sure you're one of the first guides over, especially on that side of the coast, to say, hey, these are going to be the sunglasses of the future. And I know a lot of people have listened to us over here, and because we listen to people like you. So, a pair of good sunglasses is definitely important. But what's your over here? Green lens is kind of like the go-to for a lot of inshore stuff. Right. What is your lens color of choice? And also, I want to know what's your favorite frame too.
Well, it kind of, I go back and forth between the green mirror and the rose mirror. The rose mirror, the contrast, it depends on the watercolor. When it's a little clear, I really like that rose mirror. The contrast is really great with that lens. That's probably my absolute favorite sight fishing lens. In the summer months like we have right now over here where I fish, the water is really murky. You aren't seeing much into the water. So having a little darker lens when it's real bright out, like that green mirror, and the contrast is still great with that one as well. But I tend to wear the green lens a little more in the summer, and then probably the rose lens a little more in the cooler months. But like you said, I mean, I was with another company for a long time, and enjoyed those glasses. But you know about the Bahios, you've worn them enough to know that it's truly amazing when you're trying to see more stuff into the water, or in the water, I should say, and it blows the competition away. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do to, really get any kind of advantage over the fish. So any little thing, you got to take it if you can.
Yep.
And the Bahios will give you that little extra added little advantage to be able to see them before you would wearing something else. So
I agree.
And the other thing with the Bahios is, they've come out with all these different styles now. The Stiltsville is probably my favorite. I have a giant pumpkin head. I don't even know if it's fitting in the frame right now. So I have this gigantic head, and it's nice. They make some big frames. They make small frames too, but the Stiltsville is kind of my favorite just because it wraps around. If you're sight fishing, if you're a sight fisherman, you want to block out pretty much as much light as you can around your eyes. And it's just going to help you see a little bit better.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, like Billy over here. I mean, he's definitely a Stiltsville guy, because if he was in your man cave there, he'll be blocking that Maverick completely with the size of his head, and they fit him perfect. So, sorry, Billy.
I need to ask him where he gets his hats made. I rarely. Somehow this hat fits my head, but if you notice, most of the time on TV, I get these custom made hats. It's all brains, is what it is. A lot of brains in there, I guess.
That's exactly it. So one of the other really interesting things over there to me was, over here we are so dependent on live baits, whether shrimp, getting some of the small blue crabs or even chunked mullet, pinfish. But red fishing over in your neck of the woods, it's really all artificial. I mean, I feel like it's more effective running, gunning, moving, trolling, poling, and just being able to throw those soft plastics. And those fish are a lot more aggressive over there. So, what is your artificial baits of choice? Top water, soft plastics. What do you like to use over there?
Yes, both of those for sure. Top waters this time of year, when it's warm and there's some little mullet around. If we've got early morning higher tide, top water is great choice. And it's a lot of fun. It's one of the most fun ways to catch a fish. But on the soft plastic side of things, the saltwater assassin line of baits, I mean, I use various paddle tails and jerk baits, but we were talking about it earlier, the Elite Shiner is one that I use a lot. And just the regular smaller sea shad, which is hard to say. But those just mimic, for us, we have a lot of little tiny shrimp and a lot of mud minnows. Do you guys have mud minnows over there?
We do, yes.
Do you use mud minnow? Okay.
Nothing like your mud minnows, though. Your mud minnows would eat our right. Great Dane puppy over here. You've got some big minnows.
Large mud minnows. Right. So, you're basically trying to mimic either one of those mud minnows or shrimp or small mullet. And, my go-to is either like that Mama's 14K color, which is just a, kind of brownish with a gold sparkle. I also like the watermelon green type colors. Yeah. And that's more in the summer. Yeah. More in the summertime when we have the darker water, and then in the winter, I'll use something a little brighter, like a white or a chartreuse. Actually, anytime I'm sight fishing in the wintertime, I like to have whoever's on the front of the boat, I like to have them throw something really bright, just so me as a guide, I can see where their lure is in the water, and kind of coach them on whether they need to drop it or speed it up or slow it down or whatever it is. So as much as anything for me that time of year, using something bright just so I can see it is pretty important. But we have, we have oyster bars and more. We have oyster bars everywhere here.
Yeah, you do.
That's our main structure we fish. And those paddle tails rigged on that Saltwater Assassin weighted weedless hook, that's my go-to. I mean, redfish will eat that every day of the year, all the time. It's a great go-to bait for me all the time.
I agree. So after your segment tonight, Tommy, we're actually going to be breaking down the new little P&Vs made by Saltwater Assassin. This shape and bait is huge for us over here. It's a little less intimidating, I think, when you're working artificial. And
right.
So this size has always been a winner. And, Saltwater Assassin recognized that, and they came out with these. We saw them at ICAST. We put our order in at ICAST. We literally had them at the marina before Bree and I even got back from ICAST. So we're really excited.
Nice.
Yeah,
they're so good. They're so good there at Saltwater Assassin.
I could sit at ICAST the 2 days that we go and just talk to Mr. Robin and not even have to talk to anybody else. I feel like he's got new stories each year.
No doubt.
So
they're good people, man. Now that new bait looks killer. I've not tried it yet, but it would be great here as well. That's not funny enough. That's what we were talking about. It's not as popular a shape over here, but I don't know, for not for any particular reason. I mean, it's a great size, and like it's an easy bait to use, and it's what that bait would be really great for here is in the winter. Like January through March, we have these worm hatches. They're called cinder worms. They almost look like those worms they get in the Keys that the tarpon eat.
Yeah.
And when that happens, you need something that resembles that, or the redfish won't eat it. And that would be that bait right there would be excellent for that time of year, probably all winter long, because they will gorge themselves on those things when they're around.
Good deal. Well, so Mario and I were talking before the show that him and I want to try to get back over there and hit those king tides and those big tides and really focus on the tail and redfish with you or your brother. What is the best time? I mean, if we wanted to book a trip, when would you recommend us coming over for that?
We just had a little flood tide last weekend, but it was a real quick one right before dark. So really, it starts about this time of year, beginning of August. If you look at a tide chart, you can kind of figure it out. It's usually around the moons, the full moon and the new moon, and it runs through. We actually get them in November, but I feel like by mid-October, the fish, the excitement that they get, it's probably worn off a little bit, so you don't see quite as many up there. So earlier in the flood tide season is probably a little better. You're probably going to see more fish up there. So August, September, and then into October a little bit. But you really have to study the tide charts to kind of figure it out. The way I look at it is, if you look at a tide chart for Mayport, which is in Jacksonville, and you see the tide's going to be over about a 5.2. We have big tides here. Sometimes these tides get up to over 6 foot between high and low. But if it's over about a 5.2, then it's probably going to flood, or what we call flood. A little bit wind dependent too. If the wind's blowing offshore, it'll keep the water from coming in so much, and the opposite's true as well. If we start getting some nor'easters sometimes in October, and even when they're not necessarily scheduled to flood, or when the tide's not scheduled to flood, we'll get a flood because of that wind. That northeast wind will blow it in, and you'll get some sneaky ones every once in a while.
Good deal. Well,
which are good. Those are usually really good ones too.
Well, sweet. Well, for myself, Mario, Billy, and any of our viewers that want to book a trip, what's the best way to do that through you guys?
Probably just go to our website. It's inshoreadventures.net, and my phone number, everything's on there. Shoot me a text or email, and we're pretty good about getting back to you.
Sweet. All right, cool. Well, Tommy, thank you again. I mean, I cannot thank you enough for coming on the show, and you're the man, and we look forward to get up there and do some of that extreme tail and fishing with you guys. So guys, check out our friend Tommy, obviously on the Florida Insider Fishing Report, and go book a trip with him. Do yourself a favor. So, Tommy, thanks again. And are you coming scalloping anytime soon?
I'm not. I'm going to miss it this year, but next year we're going to come. I'm going to come see. I'm going to come hang out a little bit, and the family's. I told them what I was doing tonight, and I said, "Man, we got to get over there." So next year you're going to see me and my big head over there. You can probably see me from a distance, floating in the water, my head sticking up a little bit. But thanks, man. Thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tommy. We'll talk to you later, brother.
All right.
All righty, guys. So that was Captain Tommy Derringer. I cannot recommend him or his brother Todd. That was one of the best fishing experiences I've ever had, inshore-wise, with Todd. And that St. Augustine area is absolutely stunning. Not only to visit, not only to fish, to experience. It's the whole shebang. So check him out. So this is Captain Gary with the Ayinde Matthews State Farm Casting Couch, and we're going to go to a commercial break, and when we come back, you're going to see these two ugly mugs back on the camera. So we'll be right back. Welcome to the Ayinde Matthews State.
Nature Coast Financial Advisors. If my big head's in the way, I'll make sure to move it out of the sign. Somebody's got jokes.
How about that? Gary killed it.
He did.
That was pretty good. Pretty good. Old Captain Tommy Derringer from the Derringer Zone. Yeah.
The Derringer Zone.
Yeah, that was refreshing to see his face again. I'm telling you, Gary did pretty good. I might be out of a job. So, yeah.
So we just had some special guests roll in. Just so happened to be they were the winners of our Mother's Day giveaway, which is pretty darn cool. And it is Miss Annette from Bahio and her beautiful family coming from the East Coast deep side.
Yep. Wave to us. Wave to the camera. There you go. Speaking of the Bahio sunglasses, yeah.
But even cooler than that, not only did they win the giveaway back on Mother's Day and they are here for an airboat ride and a good time, she also brought tonight's giveaway. Believe it or not, they are sweet enough to be able to bring us a brand new pair of Bahios, a Bahio shirt, and a nice safety lanyard for whatever motor you may have on your outboard for tonight's giveaway.
Got the kill switch pieces on it for just about everything.
Pretty much all of them.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was really cool. I cannot wait to...
So these are the Rokas.
The Rokas.
Yeah, these are nice. We're going to open this up here.
Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. See what y'all might be able to win tonight. I like these new bags versus the box.
Yeah.
And Mario is going to be asking that giveaway question tonight. Ooh.
Yeah, look at that.
The Rokas. Very nice pair. Tortoise shell there.
Comes with a nice leather case.
Somebody's going to be looking in style and be able to see those fish.
Yep.
The downfall to Bahios, and it is a real downfall, is the water quality here is so clear with Bahios, you actually get to see the fish that you missed, and that is the worst part.
It's a heartbreaker.
It is.
Oh, it looks like
I liked it better back when it was just like, it must not be fish there.
Yeah. It's a nice, this is a nice t-shirt they're giving away also with this.
It is.
Yeah, let's see what this shirt
We're
looks
opening
like.
somebody's gifts.
You know what? We're just going to
see what you got.
Sorry, guys. Yeah.
We're very interested also.
We haven't even asked the question yet. So. Look at this. Here, you want to model that one too? No? All right, I guess I'll model this one. All right, look at this. Nice Bahio
long
hoodie.
sleeve. Dang.
Look at that. Hell, I want one.
I like that color.
Yeah,
I like
it's a
that
beautiful
color.
It matches mine.
Right? It's going to look very nice matched with a brand new pair of glasses.
Somebody else is going to have to fold this thing up and put it back in the bag because I'm very poor at doing that. But you want to ask the question to win these things? How's that?
I think we're going to hold off on that.
At the end of the
Keep
segment?
it a little more suspenseful for that.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all paid attention to the show because obviously the question's coming from it somewhere.
All right, I'm going to put these here. Okay. Let's see. We're going to go into the actual tackle tabletop.
Yeah, what kind of tackle are we playing with today?
Looks like we have some stuff from Saltwater Assassin. This looks actually, I think this is new.
I think it is their new, the PMVs,
The
right?
little PNV. Yep, saltwater series. Yeah, they talked about it a little bit on the casting couch. We have, looks like this one is new penny. It looks similar to some of the ones that some of the soft plastics you've seen on the market already.
Which is a very popular product.
Yeah, these right here are trout killers for sure, both of them.
The thing I do like about them though is they actually give a really cool texture to them. I mean, they almost give a nice scaled texture to it.
Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, hold it up to the camera so everyone can see. We got two different kinds here. Well, he's got the little PNVs, that's the newer ones.
Yeah.
And we have the standard everyday saltwater shad.
So we're very excited to be able to get these on a jig head and go do some playing out here in the flats, because knowing very similar baits to it, not exact, but similar in its own, produce very well in our waters and a lot on our nature coast. And so I'm very excited that the saltwater assassin line actually got into it also, because that is going to be a literal trout slayer.
Oh yeah, that's a good trout bait. And
they
you match
come
it up.
in many colors.
Matching them up with these saltwater assassin Pro Elite jig heads. Mm-hmm. They come in all different sizes, all different colors. This one happens to be the new penny, matches the P&V very good. They got a really nice grip to them. That's an important thing for me on jig heads. The grip that holds the soft plastic on, it has to be tapered like this right here, and your plastics don't slip off when you actually jerk them really hard.
I like that those even have a flat spot to them. It gives a landing for the jig head, and it doesn't roll over from side to side.
Exactly. Yeah, these are really nice jig heads, but we'll be carrying these here at the shop, or you can get them from Saltwater Assassin straight up. But these are definitely your trout killers for sure.
Redfish will bite to them. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah. These.
Saltwater Assassin has a heck of a good line of products.
Oh yeah, definitely. We have a full line downstairs too, so you can get them right here at the shop. But I like using this type of jig head with that. What happens is when we're looking for the trout, and these tails, I don't know if we have a problem with any of the bait fish and the puffer fish and all that stuff like that. These tails don't get snapped off like some of the paddle tails and some of the other products that are out there. They last
more colors of those.
They last twice as long, at least twice as long, because of that reason. But anytime you're fishing a flat for trout, you're gonna have pinfish, you're gonna have grunts, you're gonna have puffers, all the unwanteds.
Absolutely.
And that's the advantage of using this type of bait instead of one with a paddle tail.
And my favorite part about using this style, the shape of bait, is after you do get about 40, 50 throws into it, or you hook into a bunch of good fish, and that jig head just can't hold on to it anymore. Mm-hmm. The plastic itself, you can literally just bite the tip of it off and put it in, and it's still the same exact lure, just an eighth of an inch shorter, and you get a brand new bite and a brand new jig, brand new motion to it, which is kind of nice, versus the paddle tail. Once that tail's gone, it's, kind of useless side.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just there.
Put it in the garbage pile. This is one of those baits that we use for snook also. We'll do the old nose hook rig.
Oh yeah.
Just put it like a 3/0 J hook right in the nose and work it just like a topwater bait. And man, they just work fantastic. But I do like using the whites, the lighter colors, the whites, the glows, and different things like that. The darker colors I would use in stained water.
Yeah, some of that tannic acid looking water.
Yeah.
Our clear waters here, lighter the better.
Yeah, definitely.
Those give a nice sideways look to it when you're just laying at the surface.
It works just like a topwater bait that doesn't get all clogged up with grass, because we have so much floating grass out here.
It's that time of year.
Yeah. The further north you go, you get into that stained water, you don't have as much grass to filter out all that sediment, so it's dirtier up there.
Yeah. That's one nice thing about the St. Martin's Aquatic Preserve. It stays pristine.
Yep, definitely.
What are the colors that we have up here? I hooked us up to quite a few.
Great to have you back.
I like that one.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Look at this color.
I like that one a lot.
This is the Houdini. This is one of the colors that's made Saltwater Assassin famous. Is that Houdini
the Houdini.
Color. Yeah.
And I don't blame them.
Yeah, this is a good color just about in any water you fish.
Yeah, clear or dirty.
Yeah.
You get a good mix of both. Absolutely.
So I I want to say that this is the color that won the championship last year for Gary. I'm pretty sure it is.
Actually, I'm almost 100% sure you're right on that.
Yeah, this is
the old Houdini. It wasn't the P&Vs, but it was a Houdini color.
Right, that color, I love the color. Especially it's got the red, the black pepper in it, and it's also got the gold.
A little hint of gold in there, yeah.
Yeah, that's a fantastic color. Houdini, it's magic.
It's magic.
Definitely.
It's all about that catch. So with this evening, what kind of question do we have for these folks?
Oh, I'm not sure what we have. Hold on, it is written down right here. Actually, since we're talking about Bajíos,
look
at this. We've got the adjustable cables.
Oh, those are nice.
For Bajío, so your glasses don't end up in the drink.
Oh, they're very nice, actually.
Focus in on this, guys? I don't know if... there you go. I'll turn it to where... Which way am I supposed to be turning this thing? That way, right there, so you can see it. They have these also here at the marina. You can pick them up. This is definitely a good insurance policy to have, so your sunglasses don't end up in the drink. I've had a few pair go in. So.
Oh yeah, I actually had a fella today lose his. He had a lanyard on, but it was some old school looking rope one.
Yeah.
And it was about 10 minutes into it. I see the whole thing flapping into the back, and we make our stop. I tell him about it, and he stands up, and the glasses fell right into the... We got the glasses back, but it does make a huge difference to have a good, solid pair of lanyards for your glasses. Definitely, it is a cheap insurance.
I need a pair of those for my phone, because I've dropped a phone or two in the water too.
Need a good lanyard for that.
But I think we'll go ahead and ask the question now. If everyone's ready to ask this question. All right, what did Captain Tommy Derringer do before he was a guide? If y'all paid attention.
To win this, I need you all to like and share this whole episode, and even go back and follow old Captain Tommy there.
Yeah, Captain Tommy, the Florida Insider Fishing Report. Most of you guys already follow it, but
don't blame you.
Yeah, it's definitely go ahead and give them a like.
What did he do before he was a full-time fishing guide?
Yeah, what did Captain Tommy do before he was a guide?
Something you wouldn't expect. I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not.
Yep, so go ahead and answer the question and...
Now servicing the Central Florida area at Phillips Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Ocala, located on South Highway 441.
I don't remember.
All right, welcome into the Hydro Deck Reel of Fortune. Sorry, apologize. So we are waiting for the last few people to be able to answer that question correctly and to double check that everybody has liked and shared to be able to win this sweet Bajío combo. This is Miss Annette. She's going to be tonight's special guest spinner tonight. So make sure that you all get that correct answer. You are not going to want to miss this. This is a pretty sweet package, to say the least. So how was your drive over?
It was great.
Yeah? Nice and smooth? It's a different little coast.
I love it. I've been to this area and it's so cool.
Are you excited to go airboating?
I'm excited to do all the things outside.
It's definitely a nice little coast to be able to play over here. It's definitely a much more of a slowdown versus versus what you may be used to. All right, so we do have our 6. Hey, what are you doing, knucklehead? Sorry, new cast. All right, Miss Ned, so if you want to go ahead and grab one of those pins, give it a heck of a good spin, and we will match up our animals to see who wins it. I'm going for snook tonight.
I think...
What you picking? Shrimp, snook, pompano?
Sheep's head.
Sheep's head? Sheep's head? All right.
Oh, it's Robert. wobbly. It's wobbly. Here we go.
Hey, that was. Oh, bump it out.
Oh.
Looks like we got a grouper. All right. It looks like a. I can't read that handwriting. Is it Davis?
Davis Dodson?
Davis Dawson?
Davis Dodson.
There it is. Congratulations. Come stop by the marina, and this is all yours. Appreciate you all sticking in with us tonight and tuning in. And we would like to thank all of our sponsors, Phillips Auto Group, Nature Grows Financial Advisors, Hydro Deck, Extreme Decalz, Ayinde Matthews, State Farm. I mean, they're the huge list. And we do appreciate you all and appreciate you all coming on board with us today, too. Absolutely. And we will see you all next. I think it's going to be on Tuesday. And I'm dipping.
Dipping out.
See you.
More.